beachcombing with him one day, and on Opus Island on the beach over there, this beach that goes along the side for that sandbank, we found what we thought then was a cedar log, but when we put it in the water, it floated way too low. It was too heavy to be a cedar, so we found out finally it was redwood. And I don't know how in the world it got up here, but it did. And it was big enough to make the 2x4 staves for the tank up in there. And he made his own tank. It's a 1,000-gallon redwood tank.
So that's still the original tank that's up there, and you're still using it, right?
Oh yeah. It is kind of an interesting building. My dad built it many, many years ago, and the walls are about 8 inches thick, and they're full of cedar planer shavings from Blakely Island water-powered mill, the old Thatcher mill. And Ross and Ray Spencer operated the mill back when, and we used to pick up logs on the beach, and Dad would tow them into Thatcher, and the Thatcher brothers would saw the logs for half the lumber they produced, and we didn't have to put out any money. It was during the depths of the Depression, and we didn't have any money to put out. But that way he could go ahead and build the buildings on this place. Most of them came off of the beach, either already in the shape of old used lumber, or most of the buildings were cedar. The outside wall was covered with tar paper, and then cedar board and batten over that, and the wall is full of cedar shavings as insulation, and so is the ceiling above the there is my daughter and son-in-law, Beth and Monty, had a prune dryer going in there, and it caught the place on fire, and one morning they came down to tell us that the root house had burned up. It didn't really burn up, but it ruined everything inside of it, and we decided not to rebuild it. So that's pretty much the story of the root house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My dad was down plowing, the story goes, before I was born, I guess. He was plowing the lower field with horses. Rain barrels at the corner of the house, and he went by, he grabbed a bucket, and in his haste he only got a half a bucket of water, and ran up here and threw it in on the fire, and slammed the door shut, and the steam put the fire out.
Ah.
And they had a couple pigs in there smoking, hams and bacon and so on, and they'd all fallen out into the fire. And he thought, oh boy, the first thought it was they lost them all. But he cleaned the ashes off, and it was finished off just right.
Huh.
Really good bacon, really good ham.
Okay.